expansion. So in the class 9, you studied that rational numbers have either a terminating decimal expansion or non-terminating repeating decimal expansion, right?
Yeah.
So rational numbers will have rational numbers will have either terminating decimal expansion or it will have non-terminating decimal expansion. So how we can say whether it has a terminating or non-terminating decimal expansion? So we know rational number is in the form p by q where q not equal to 0. Q should never be not equal to 0. When, so for example, I take a example that 0.375. This 0.375 can be expressed as 375 divided by 1000, right? 375 divided by 1000. So 375 divided by 1000, 1000 can be written as, 1000 can be written like this, like 375 divided by 10 to the power of 3. Can we write like this?
Yeah.
So next, this 10 as a factor, 10 can be written as 5 into 2 or 2 into 5, right?
Yeah.
So this can be written as 375 to the power of 2 into 5 whole power 3. Can I write like this?
Yeah.
Yes. So therefore 0.375 is a terminating or non-terminating?
Terminating.
Terminating. So if so theorem, I can say that if denominator is in the form of if p by q, so p by q is terminating, if terminating, so okay fine, if p by q as terminating decimal expansion, if q is equal to 2 power n and 5 power m. If in case any number denominator q is in the form 2 power n and 5 power m, then we call that rational number as what?
Terminating.
Terminating decimal expansion. Okay, understood here?
Yeah.
Understood?
Yes.
Theorem 8.5, sorry 1.5 in your textbook. Theorem 1.5. Just see theorem 1.5. Let
Yeah.
x be a rational number. Let x be a rational number whose decimal expansion terminates, then x can be expressed in the form p by q, where p and q are co-primes, co-primes. We already know this. Co-prime and the prime factorization of q is in the form of is in or is of the form 2 power n and 5 power m, 2 power n and 5 power m, where n and m are integers. M and m are integers. They are non-negative integers. They are, remember, non-negative. They are always positive. Okay, non-negative integers. Then p by q will have terminating decimal point. P by q will have terminating decimal point. Then x as decimal expansion, and you can write then x as decimal expansion, then x as decimal expansion which terminates, terminates. Understood?
Yeah.
So when we call
Yes.
and decimal a rational number terminates when the denominator is in the form
And 2 to the
2
power
to the power
n
of n
and 5.
and 5 power m. Understood?
Yeah.
Understood? That is theorem 8.6 is there, no? Sorry, 1.6.
Yes.
1.6. And this is 1.5 and 1.6 combinedly I have written. Okay.
Okay.
So this theorem 1.7. Theorem 1.7 says same thing. If x be p by q is a rational number such that the prime factors of q, if prime factors of q is not in the form 2 power n and 5 power m, 2 power n and 5 power m, then x as non-terminating decimal expansion. Understood?
Yeah.
Understood?
Yes.
So when we call terminating p by q, x is equal to p by q, q not equal to 0 if q is equal to 2 power n and 5 power m. This is called as
Terminating.
Decimal. If q not equal to 2 power n and 5 power m, non-terminating. So write down these 2 points enough. Theorems any of you have in the textbook, you can later on copy it. Just complete off this 2. Then we'll go with exercise 1.4. First question. 13.3.1.2.5. Got it? Completed?
No, not yet. One more.
Hello? Sorry sir, ಬಂದ ಮೇಲೆ phone ಮಾಡಿ. Okay sir. Done?
Yeah, done.
Okay, fine. So 315. First we have to check whether 13 divided by 3925 is terminating decimal or non-terminating. First find the prime factors of 3125. 3125. So prime factors. So you have to find the prime factors. So first, since it is ending with 5, we'll go with 5 only. 5 how much the? 5 6 are 30. 5 2s are 10. 5 5s are. Now again, 625 as prime factors. Again 5 only. 5 1s are. 5 2s are. 5 5s are. Again 5 2s are. 5 5s are. Again it is 5 into 5. So I can write 3125 as 5 into 5 into 5 into 5 into 5, right?
Yeah.
It is 5 power 5. So
Yes.
3125, I can write even 2 power 0. What is 2 power 0?
2.
1. 1.
Yeah.
Anything power 0 is 1. So,
Yes.
so it is just like 5 power 5. If nothing is there, I can write 1 here. 1 into 5 power 5 is also
5.
5. So I can write like this: 2 power 0 into 5 power 3.
Yeah.
Like 3125. Therefore, here what is Q? Q is equal to 3125. Then Q is in the form 2 power n and 5 power m.
Yeah.
N is not, n and m should not be negative. So there should be positives. Yes, n is 0 and m is positive. So therefore, from the above, Q is equal to 2 power 0 into 5 power 5. So Q is Q is of form 2 power n and 5 power m. Therefore, 13 by 3125 as terminating decimal expansion. Understood?
Yeah.
Understood.
That,
So first what we have to do, we have to find the prime factors of Q. After finding the prime factors, if the prime factors are in the form of 2 power m, n and 5 power m, then the given rational number is of terminal decimal expansion. Understood? Okay,
yes.
write down, copy down. We'll go to the second question. Done?
Yeah. Done.
Okay, second question. (17 by 8). So what is Q here? What is Q here?
17.
Q is 17.
Cause
Q is 17.
no.
Then
Read the question properly.
what is Q?
8.
8. So now what you have to do, you have to find the prime factors of 8. So 8 starting with 2, 2 4s are, and 4 again we have factors of 2 1 2. 2 into 2 is 4. So 8 can be written as 2 into 2 into 2, or this can be written as 2 cube. I can rewrite like 8 as 2 cube into 1, which I can rewrite like 2 cube into 5 power 0. Can I write like this?
Yeah.
So therefore q is equal to 2 power 3 and 5 power 0, which is equal to 2 power n and 5 power m. Therefore 17 by 8 as what?
Terminating
Terminating
decimal.
expansion. Terminating decimal expansion. Understood?
Yeah.
Okay, fine. Write down. Copy down. So question number 3, 4, 5, 6. Sixth one, just look at the sixth one. Question number 3, 4, 5 is an homework. Solve by yourself at house. Just have a practice work. Just look after the question number 6.
Yeah.
Question number 6 is directly given in the form 2 power m and 5 power n. Sorry, 2 power n and 5 power m, right?
Yeah.
So it is a terminating or non terminating? Question number 6.
Yeah.
It's what is that? Terminating or non terminating?
Terminating.
Terminating decimal point, because q is in the form of 2 power m and 5 power m. So 5 power m. So look at the seventh one. Here q is equal to 2 power 2, 5 power 7 and 7 power 5. So q is not equal to 2 power n and 5 power m, right? Because there is 7 power 5 is there. So it should be only 2 power n and 5 power m. So therefore 129 by 2 power 2, 5 power 7 and 7 power 5 as non-terminating decimal expansion. Understood?
Yeah.
Non-terminating decimal point, the decimal expansion, understood?
Yes.
Eighth one, 6 by 15. So which is equal to p by q? Q is equal to what? 15. Then I have to find the prime factors of 15. 3, 5 za. So 15 is equal to 3 into 5. So which is not equal to 15 is not equal to 2 power n and 5 power m. So therefore it
is
non-terminating decimal expansion. Understood?
Yeah.
Okay. So rest you can try by yourself. Just do question number 10 and tell me.
I didn't copy the others.
Seventh one you copy. Seventh one and eighth one.
Second one?
Second one you did not copy?
No.
Okay, copy second one. Second one, seventh one and eighth one. Copy it. Done?
Oh, the eighth one is not visible.
Not visible.
No.
Ah. Done? Done?
Yeah.
Okay, fine. So now question number two is just like you have to do the normal division. You know normal division, right?
Yeah.
So normal division in sense like this. So I'll take the question number 2, that is 17 by 8. So which has terminating decimal point. So you have to divide 17 with 8. 8 twos are 16. Okay. 1 carry. Point. 0. 1s are 8. I get 2. Again point is there. 0. 2s are 16. I get 4.
5 only.
Huh?
5 can itself go with 10, right?
Yeah, you can do it. You can do it. Then again 0 and 5s are 40. So it is 0. So what is our terminating point? 18 divided by 2? 2.125.
125.
This way you have to do the question number 2, but not required. Okay, in the exam they don't ask. Not required. Any 1 or 2 you do. Enough. Okay.
Yeah.
Fine.
Yes.
So question number 3, just to see, look at the question number 3, you can solve it in the textbook itself. See, whenever we call decimal point means ending means the number stops. So first one, question number 3, Roman letter 1, it is 43.123456789. Right?
Yeah.
It is stopped. So it has what decimal, terminating or non-terminating?
Terminating.
Terminating.
Decimal expansion.
Expansion. Okay. Question number 2. Question number 2.
Non-terminating decimal.
0 1 2 0 1 2 0 1 2 double 0. So it keeps on going, right? There is a dot. Right?
Yes.
So it is a non-terminating. Non-terminating decimal expansion. Look at third one. It's 43.123456789 and there is a dash over on it. So now obviously that means it repeats after 9. So after 9 there will be 1 2 3 4 5 6 again. So keeps on repeating. So it even this is also
Non-terminating.
non-terminating decimal point expansion. Understood?
Yeah.
So this completes the chapter 1. So in the chapter 1, we have studied about HCF, LCM, Euclid, division, lemma, and we have studied about rational numbers. We have studied about prime factorization and finding HCF and LCM using prime factorization, and we have used find terminating or non-terminating using 2 power m and 5 power n, q is equal to and q not equal to 2 power n and 5 power m, right?
Yeah.
These are the summaries of the chapter. So now we will start the second chapter called polynomials. Write down the heading, second chapter, polynomials. Second chapter, polynomials. Second chapter, polynomials. So what do you know about polynomials? What is polynomials?
Expressions, algebraic expressions.
Huh?
Algebraic expressions.
So it's an algebraic expression having some variables, right?
Yeah.
So it has some variables. It's an algebraic expression. Algebraic expression having some variables. In 9th standard, you have studied one variable. Okay.
Yeah.
In now, you will be studying two variables. Two variables in 10th standard, that is next chapter. Polynomial is an algebraic expression having some variables, and that variable as powers, power to which it is raised, and this is called as degree of polynomial. Degree of polynomial. So we have any equation. Equation in mathematics is again divided into linear or polynomial for a matter, we just divide into linear polynomial, poly means multi, understood?
Yeah.
Poly means two variables is polynomial again. Second one, we have quadratic polynomial. Third one, we have cubic polynomial. So you already studied linear polynomial, in which degree of variable is 1, right?
Yeah.
What is linear polynomial? Example, ax plus b is equal to 0, something you get, right? You have studied already here. This degree of variable is 1. In quadratic polynomial, degree of variable is 2. Degree of variable is 2. In cubic polynomial, degree of variable is 3. Understood? Understood?
Yeah.
Understood? General form will be first one. General form will be ax plus b is equal to 0. General form of linear polynomial. Degree will be 1, and general form of linear polynomial will be ax plus b is equal to 0. Example, 2x plus 3 is equal to 0. Variable is what in this example?
X.
X. And what is the power of x?
1.
1. So then it is called as linear polynomial. The second general form of quadratic polynomial is ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. What is the variable? What is the variable here?
X.
X power 2x square plus 3x plus 2 is equal to 0. What is the power?
2.
Power is
2.
2. Power is 2. And what is the variable? Variable.
X.
Variable is x. And power is
2.
2. Power is 2. Next, so cubic polynomial. Cubic polynomial can be written as ax cube plus bx plus bx square plus cx plus d is equal to 0. What is the variable here?
X.
So x. What is the power?
3.
3. Remember, multiple choice or one more question they will ask. Understood?
Yeah.
Understood? So copy down this. We'll continue next. Copy down this. We'll continue next. Laptop has become heat. You can see the screen.
Yeah.
Done?
Yeah.
So next concept is zeros of polynomial. Write down heading. Next concept is Zeros of polynomial. What is this zeros of polynomial? So polynomial is designated as P of x if x is a variable. For example, polynomial is like quadratic polynomial. I'll take like 2x square plus 3x plus 2 is equal to 0. Okay, here polynomial is represented as P of x. P means polynomial, x is a variable. Since in a polynomial the variable is x, so it is represented as P of x. If it is in S, we represent it as 2s square plus 3s plus 2. So polynomial is in S. So understood how polynomial is expressed?
Yes.
Polynomial is expressed. What is this zeros of polynomial? Let me take example of polynomial. One second, I'll just open the textbook. Okay, fine. Yeah, 2x square, x square minus 3x minus 4. Let a polynomial. Let P of x is equal to x square minus 3x minus 4. So x square minus 3x minus 4, we call zeros of polynomial means we have to choose a value of x. Okay, we have to choose a value of x. So if x is equal to k, for example, say, okay, I'm taking for example, let the value of x be k. Okay, if x is replaced by a number k, we have to get P of k is equal to 0. That means in place of x, if I substitute a value k, if I get after substituting I get 0, then k is called zero of polynomial. Understood?
Yeah.
Understood? So when we call zero of polynomial,
When
for example, in this value, let me take in the above problem, if I substitute value of x is equal to 1, let me take, no, not 1, we'll just go with let me take we'll just go with 2 square 4, 2 square 5, then we'll just go with minus 1. Okay, fine, we'll go with minus 1. Let me put x is equal to minus 1. In the above problem, if I put x is equal to minus 1, then P of minus 1 is equal to minus 1 the whole square minus 3 into minus 1 minus 4. Minus 1 whole square is plus 1. Minus into minus is plus 3 minus 4. So I get 1 plus 3 is 4 minus 4. So I get 0. So what I am getting?
minus 1 is
P of minus 1 is 0. Therefore, x is equal to minus 1 is a zero of polynomial. Zero of polynomial. So that means I have to substitute some value of x such that if I get 0, 0, then that value becomes zero of polynomial. Understood?
Yeah.
Understood?
Yes.
So for this, we have to do a method of factorization. Method of factorization of quadratic polynomial. If I factorize quadratic polynomial, what is quadratic formula? General formula: ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0 now.
Yeah.
So here, how many values of x is possible?
2.
X can have 2 values. Let me say, let alpha, you know this alpha, no, symbol?
Oh.
Huh?
No.
So see, this is called as alpha, Greek letter, and this is called as beta. Remember these two words. Let alpha and beta be values of x in P of x is equal to ax square plus bx plus c. So I get, after solving, I get x values as alpha and beta, for example, assume it. Then we have a concept called sum of zeros and product of zeros. Sum of zeros and product of zeros. What is this sum of zeros? That means whatever I value I get. For example, the above problem, let me take x square minus 3x minus 4. So now I can factorize it. Factorize it, I have to get minus 4x square. If I add, I have to get minus 3, right?
Yeah.
You have done this factorization method in 9th standard.
Yeah.
So you have to choose two numbers such that the product is minus 4, add, you have to get minus 3. Then obviously it is 4 and 1.
Yeah.
After adding, I am getting minus, means then bigger number should be minus, right?
Yes.
Now, so this can be replaced as x square minus 4x minus x plus 4. Sorry, minus 4. Minus 4, once again, plus x. Okay, is equal to 0 now? Sorry, let it be equal to p of x only. P of x. Now, this can be replaced by taking x common in this 2, I get x minus 4. By taking 1 common in this 2, I get x minus 4. Right?
Yeah.
Again, if I take x minus 4 common, I get x plus 1. So what is polynomial now? Up to polynomial can be replaced as x minus 4 and x plus 1. Understanding?
Yes.
So now p of x will be 0. I am saying, they are saying that p of x should be 0. When I substitute some value of x and some value of x here, right?
Yeah.
Zeros of polynomial means p of x should be 0 for some value x. Some value x. We don't know what is that value. I get that value is x minus 4 is equal to 0 and x plus 1 is equal to 0. After I do x minus 4 is equal to 0, I get x is equal to 4. Send minus 4, that side becomes plus 4. Send 1, that side x becomes minus 1. So I got two values of x. What are those two values of x?
4 and minus
4 and minus 1. That means if I substitute 4 and minus 1, p of x will be what?
minus 3.
0.
Yeah.
You're not understanding. Huh?
I
See,
understood.
if any one polynomial, say p of x is given, what I have to do is I have to factorize it. I have factorized and I got like x minus 4 and x plus 1, and they are saying that you have to find the zeros of polynomial. Zeros of polynomial means you have to substitute the value of variable x such that p of x should be 0.
Yeah.
Understood? For some value of x. What is that value? That value will be 4 and minus 1. That means if I substitute x is equal to 4 or x is equal to minus 1, what is the value of p of x I get?
0.
0 I get. These two are called as zeros of polynomial. What are those zeros of polynomial? 4 and
minus 1.
minus 1. 4 and minus 1. Understood now?
Yeah.
Understood now?
Yes.
Understood now? So okay, I'll just
Yeah.
erase this. Okay. Therefore, what is the zeros of polynomial now? Zeros of polynomial?
4 and minus 1.
So zeros of polynomial here. So x is equal to 4 and x is equal to -1 are zeros of polynomial p of x is equal to x square minus 4x minus 3x minus 4. Understood?
Yeah.
Understood?
Yes.
Any doubt here?
No.
Any doubt?
No.
No. So fine. Copy down this. We'll continue next. Hello. ಬರ್ತೀವಿ ಮೇಡಮ್. Relationship between coefficient and zeros of polynomial. Relationship between coefficients and zeros of polynomial. So first one, linear polynomial. So what is the general form of linear polynomial? P of x will be ax plus b. Ax plus b.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
now I have to substitute a value of x. Let x is equal to k. If x is equal to k, what? P of k should be equal to 0, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
P of k should be equivalent to 0.
0.
If P of k is 0, that means ak plus b is equal to 0 now. I am substituting x is equal to k. I get ak plus b is equal to 0.
Yeah.
Then ak is equal to minus b.
Yes.
And k will be equivalent to minus b by a.
Yeah.
Minus b by a. What is a here? A is called coefficient of x, right?
Yes.
B is called what? Constant term.
Yeah.
Then for a linear equation, the sum of 0 will be equivalent to what? Sorry, 0 of polynomial will be equivalent to what? 0 of polynomials minus b
Minus a.
my b by
Minus b by a.
minus b by a. So for example, it is 2x plus 3.
3.
Then what is the polynomial? The polynomial in the form minus. If I compare general term, a equal to 3, right?
Yeah.
Compare this general form b. We compare x in place of what I have?
2.
2. In place of b, what I have?
3.
3. Then 0 of polynomial is k. K value, right?
Yes.
Then what is my b? So if I substitute x is equal to minus 3 by 2, the polynomial becomes 0, no?
Yeah. Yes.
Understanding or not understanding?
Understanding.
Okay, fine. So then what will be the 0 of polynomial for linear equation? I will equal to what?
K is equal to minus b by a.
Minus b by a. Understood? Okay, write down the code. Graphical representation or geometrical representation of zeros of polynomial. In a linear polynomial, okay, general form P of x is equal to x plus b. So if I plot a graph that is x versus y, I get a straight line. It can be any form. Okay. So this can be in any form. I get a straight line. This line bisects x-axis at only one point. At only
1 point.
how many values of x can be possible in a linear polynomial?
1.
1. So obviously the graph or the line should bisect only at the graph P of x is equal to ax plus b. Polynomial a square plus bx plus c. How many values is possible? X
On x-axis.
so graph it will be in cubic
Yes.
3.
Yes.
I should know.
Yeah.
So in these how many zeros are possible?
1.
In quadratic graph how many zeros are possible?
2.
Cubic
3.
both sides 0. 1. First one, what is the polynomial and where is that? What is where
Y.
the polynomial is in x variable. Okay,
Yeah.
understand? It is in x variable only. If they give like this, sir, x is equal to p of y, then it is what?
Y.
Y variable. Then we'll see in x-axis or y-axis.
Sorry, I didn't understand.
So you will check the graph in x-axis or y-axis. In this the first one, so variable is x. So you check the graph in which axis?
X.
X-axis. Here,
Y.
in the case 2. In the case 2, where you will check?
Y. Y-axis.
Y-axis. Remember, this is not there in the textbook, but sometimes they asked. We will just see it. Understood?
Yeah.
Okay, first question. See the first question. Since the given polynomial is in x-axis, you have to check whether the given line is bisecting x-axis or not. First one, check in the textbook, first one, whether it is bisecting x-axis or not.
No.
No. So how many zeros are there?
1.
0 zeros.
Yeah. 0.
0.
Zeros.
Second one. How many times the graph is bisecting x-axis?
1 time.
1 time. Then how many zeros we have?
1.
1 zeros. Third one.
2 times.
2 or 3. See, check. How many times?
3 times.
3 times. So how many zeros are there?
3.
3 zeros. Fourth one.
1. No, 2
1 now.
times.
Huh?
2
2 times. So 2 zeros. Fifth one. So fifth one is like this.
4.
1, 2. How many times? 1, 2, 3, 4. So how many zeros? 4 zeros. Sixth one. Sixth one is like this. So this is 1 and this is bisecting at 1 and this is bisecting at 1. How many?
3.
3 zeros. Understood?
Yeah.
Understood zeros of polynomials?
Yes.
Understood graphical representation? 1 mark they will give, sir. 1 mark, very important, 1 mark.
Yeah.
Okay, practice again. We will continue tomorrow.
Okay.
Fine?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.